Now, in the last clip, you read that India and Antarctica were part of the same landmass. Now, this is very interesting that once India and Antarctica, they were part of the same landmass. Let's read some interesting facts about Antarctica and India in part of history. 650 million years ago, a giant amalgamated means consolidated, fused together, southern supercontinent, Gondwana, did indeed exist, centered roughly around the present-day Antarctica. Somewhere where present-day Antarctica exists, there this amalgamated, that consolidated supercontinent was there, called Gondwana. Scientists have named it Gondwana. There was one more, Laurasia. Now, India and Antarctica, they were part of Gondwana, not Laurasia. So there were two supercontinents, one which made the present continents of northern hemisphere, and one which made the continents, present-day continents of southern hemisphere. Now, things were quite different then. Humans hadn't arrived on the global scene, and the climate was much warmer, hosting a huge variety of flora and fauna. What was different then? During that time, when Gondwana landmass was existing, humans hadn't arrived. There was no sign of humans on the global scene, and the climate was much warmer, hosting a huge variety of flora and fauna. That means variety of plant kingdom as well as animal kingdom were present at that time. For 500 million years, Gondwana thrived. It existed like that for 500 million years. Gondwana was existing in the past, and it thrived for 500 million years. But around the time when the dinosaurs were wiped out, and during that time, dinosaurs also existed. But around the time when the dinosaurs were wiped out and the age of the mammals got underway, that means mammals were coming into being, at that time, during that time, the landmass was forced to separate into countries. Now, Gondwana started breaking up gradually, shaping the globe much as we know it today, and formed different continents, present-day continents, including South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, Indian subcontinent, and Arabia. To visit Antarctica now is to be a part of that history. That means that history when Gondwana existed, when India was also the part of the same landmass as was Antarctica. So to visit Antarctica is still in almost at the same place. Okay, so to visit Antarctica now is to be a part of that history, to find out about history, because Antarctica is much untouched, to get a grasp of where we have come from and where we could possibly be heading. According to her, it is like we can get a lot of information from Antarctica, that where we have come, that means about the past of Earth, our existence, and where we could possibly be heading, and what would be the future of the Earth, future of mankind, future of other species. So visiting Antarctica would provide lot of information, and that was why they were there. It's to understand the significance of Cordilleran folds and Precambrian granite shields, ozone and carbon, evolution and extinction. So it is about understanding all these phenomena. It is to understand the significance of Cordilleran folds. A cordillera is an extensive chain of mountains or mountain ranges, and they have a complex structure, usually because of the result of folding and faulting, accompanied by volcanic activity. So, understanding the significance of Cordilleran folds and then Precambrian granite shields. Precambrian is one span of time in the past in the Earth's history. So, and granite shields, all those layers, stable parts of continents composed of this era, this Precambrian era. So they could get lot of information from there. Then about ozone, carbon, evolution. Evolution is the process by which different kinds of living organisms are believed to have developed from earlier forms during the history of Earth. Evolution. Every time, every generation, species, go through this process of evolution. It is believed. And extinction, it is about reducing to zero. So all these kind of information can be procured from Antarctica. When you think about all that can happen in a million years, it can get pretty mind-boggling. So thinking about that that all that happened in a million years is pretty mind-boggling. Confusing, it makes one perplexed, or you can say amazed. So that was what she was engrossed with such thoughts at that moment of time when she was there in Antarctica, and thinking about all those things about the past of Antarctica, how it is linked to the past of mankind and other species and Earth, like that. Imagine India pushing northwards. So you have to imagine that how it all happened. How Gondwana landmass turned into, broke up into several other continents, pieces, and that became different continents, present day continents. India pushing northwards. That time what was happening? India was pushing northwards, jamming against Asia to buckle its crust. So when it jammed, when it got packed tightly with Asia, with the continent Asia, it buckled. Buckle in the sense, the crust, the surface of the crust, bulged out, and it formed Himalayas, and that formed the Himalayas. Because of this process that India was pushing northwards, and it got jammed with Asia, and in that process what happened? The crust, the surface got bulged upwards in fact, and formed the Himalayas. South America drifting off to join North America. South America drifted off and joined North America, opening up the Drake Passage to create a cold circumpolar current. And because of this formation, what happened? Cold circumpolar current started blowing. Circumpolar means towards around this polar region. Okay, so those wind and all those circumpolar current, which made, keeping Antarctica frigid, which made Antarctica totally frigid. Kept Antarctica frigid means very cold, chilly, glacial, desolate, isolated, and at the bottom of the world. It is at the bottom of the world. It is at the southernmost part of the world. Okay.